Okay, let's try this again.
Oh no.
Take 2.
Welcome to the Inpending podcast number 8.
Mm-hmm.
We super did not record this hours before or after 7. This is totally the next week.
Are you sure you want to reveal that information?
What information? That we recorded the next week?
Yeah.
After 7?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
finals are done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's that for everyone that applies to?
So just
Oh,
me,
by the way, it's same crew.
it's just me and you. Our finals.
Yeah.
Wait, let's do a roll call. Who's
Why?
here? Oh.
Daniel.
Kayla.
David.
Yes, the normal podcast crew.
Yes.
Anyways, Daniel, how was your finals?
I thought I failed my tax class. Because most of the midterms, all the questions were online.
Mm-hmm.
So I just neglected to study. I'm not the only one. I asked everyone in class. They said after they figured out all the questions are online because of Word Bank, no one studied anymore because why would you?
Wow.
So the the final came up, and I had a pretty high grade in class. Even to pass, I just need a 50 in the class. 50%
On the final.
on the final flat. And because it's online too, when I opened it, oh my god, like everyone got screwed so hard because it was like not word banked. It was completely new.
Uh-huh.
And and you know when you finish it, when you finish grading, when you finish and you hit submit, it'll tell you your grade, but won't show you the answer and all that. Like I got like a 45. I was like, holy shit! Like this is like for the next 2 days, I was just kind of depressed. I was like, fuck, how did I fuck this up?
Mm-hmm.
But then I got my grades and I passed the class, so that's cool.
Finals week for me was like awful, cause okay, I had my last final was like Friday at 7 p.m. So it was literally the last possible final slot you could have. So I had to spend the whole finals week, like every minute of it,
Mm-hmm.
in finals mode. So like by the time like I got to like the test and like I took it and I finished it, I didn't even feel anything. There was no like satisfaction of being done. I was already like so broken at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even matter. But overall I thought I did okay. I think like
Your grades aren't out yet?
Huh?
Your grades aren't out?
no. Yeah, I don't. We get grades like super late and stuff like that. And you kind of gotta go check yourself. Honestly, like, I've gotten to this point where like, if I feel like, I'm pretty confident that I passed all my classes. So like, whatever grade I got, I don't really care too much.
Oh.
I just having that assurance that I passed is like good enough.
What class was it?
That final, that was like the really late one.
Yeah.
Human computer interactions.
Is it technical?
Huh? What do you mean?
Is it like a technical class, or is it more of a like humanitarians? Ugh.
I don't. How did you get humanitarian out of that?
It's human computer interaction, right?
Yeah?
It could be a class about, okay, here's a bunch of books about AI and computers. Read up on it and write me a report. Or make a program and have some human interactions.
It was like neither of those. It was like interface design.
Yeah, that didn't actually making a program.
We didn't make anything though. It was just like a lecture class.
How does that work? You just theorize about interface?
Yeah, kind of.
But you can make interfaces.
Yeah, I mean, not like we didn't program anything in that class.
Just waste.
It was a very boring class, honestly. Like the lectures were unbearable. They're so long. It's like, oh,
You know what I regretted
Huh?
from my college years? That I didn't do things that, like, I just wanted to do, right? For a lot of the computer classes, I just did the assignment that was given to me, but I didn't find, like, a personal project to develop on. That something is really what I would enjoy.
Mhm.
And that's actually the most useful thing coming out of college, because coming out of college, you never receive assignments. There's nobody telling you what to do. It's a lot of times you have to, like, find some way to improve it, and then improve the whatever you have, and then go and make that happen. I know it was very vague, but I thought of giving specific examples, but I don't think I can.
In my major, it just so happens, it like just happens to oh my god, I said like happen like 8 times. It turns out where like things that I want to do become my projects, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many like game design classes for like what I have to take, and then in the end, like even if it's a group project, it always ends up being my idea that gets like through.
Uh-huh.
And so it's like making games that I want, but I also like am like ignorant when it comes to coding, so like it's me like thinking up an idea and passing it on to someone to like program it.
Mm-hmm.
That was like all my classes. Which I guess is cool in itself. I get to see my stuff come to fruition. It never comes out the way I envisioned it originally.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Are you saying like a personal goal kind of deal? Like
Yeah, I
you pursue
guess.
a personal goal.
Like a personal goal
Related
related to whatever you're doing.
I study accounting.
Yeah, maybe it says like, by the end of this year, I would be able to do my own taxes. Right? That's a pretty good goal, and it's practical too.
My goal is just survive, get my degree, and also I just go to the gym a lot. That's it.
Jeez.
You know what they say? If you're lucky, you come out of college with a degree, but if you're smart, you come out with gains.
Wow, who said that?
It's like the only 3 things I do. Like go to school. I guess I do schoolwork. Play WoW, and I bodybuild.
You know, I was walking home from school once, and then I saw this though like probably the worst thing that can happen to a human being on like a crosswalk, other than like getting run over or gunned down or something.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, there's like, you know, like crosswalks, right? They have the little like hand symbol and the walk symbol,
Yeah.
you know, to like tell you when to go and when not to go. So like, it's like the flashing hand symbol, right? So it's like, don't go. People who are there, like, just keep going, but like, new people don't go, right? There's this guy on this penny board, like riding down the sidewalk. He's not even at the crosswalk yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I can make it. And so he pushes it, right? He's definitely not going to make it.
Okay. I could tell where this story is going.
He falls and eats shit right in the center of the crosswalk. Okay? And like he falls and then the light changes from red to green.
Oh fuck.
He's dead.
He's not dead. Like the car had to like wait for him to like pick himself up and like, dude, it's just the worst because it's like,
Did he skateboard? Did he skate away or did he walk away?
he didn't even walk away because like you fall in the middle, right? Now you have to make a decision. Like the lights, you're like the light's not for you to walk anymore, right? You have to make a decision. Do you walk back, or do you like go across?
Which side is he closer to, or is it just dead even?
He was kind of closer to back, but yeah, it's just like, oh man.
Did he skate? Did he continue to skate, or did he?
No,
just...
he walked. He had to walk.
He
walked.
failure.
I would just grab the board and run.
Yeah. Oh, he kind of ran.
Hide my face from
Yeah.
society.
So like, he knows, like, everyone saw, too. Like, there wasn't that many people. No, actually, like, for that situation, there was a lot of people. There's the person walking from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me on this corner, the opposite corner from, like, the perpendicular crosswalk. The car that had to wait for him to get up because the light turned green. And, yeah, you know, he walked back. So he didn't even get to the other side. Walked back. And then, since he was on, like, closer to my side anyways, he had to walk across toward where I was standing.
Dude, that just means you got stuck in a shitty situation.
It was so bad. Like, that would never happen to me because I'm not an animal and I follow traffic laws. But still, like, that's like the worst thing ever.
Do you remember that one old video? I forgot where. It might have been on Equal Sleep, but I'm not sure. It was like a security camera, like up the crosswalk, and like it's busy. Like one side's really busy, and this side's like a red light.
Mm-hmm.
Like the right side's red light, so like they're on the right side too, and everyone's waiting for the light to turn green. But one guy thought he'd be cool. He just like walked halfway out and waited for it to, I guess, waiting for an opening so he can walk through the half. And like it fast forwards from there, like it doesn't stop until like I guess like 5 minutes later he turns back and walks. As soon as his foot hits the sidewalk, like it turns green, everyone starts walking past him. The guy got destroyed.
Yeah.
He got destroyed.
Uh-huh. I think I saw that
Do
video.
you remember it?
Yeah.
I just thought about it.
It wasn't on Equal 3 though. It was newer. Like Equal 3 already died at that point.
It was, but it's still pretty old, right?
Yeah. Because Equal 3 died a long time.
I know. I thought we saw it like when we were younger.
Yeah. That guy's. This is just awkward situations, right? It's kind of like, I don't know. I had Chipotle for lunch, for dinner today, and I was just making my order, but for some reason the lady just was really judgmental. Like when I was getting to the guac part, I stopped for like 3 seconds thinking if I really want guac or not, and then she just looked at me and she like raised her eyebrow, and
I had something in Chipotle happen. This was like when I was me and Chris. So we walk up there. This is after the gym, and I hold the door open for him, and he walks in, and you know how the Chipotle works, like the door's like next to the line.
Yeah.
And like, and there's a girl like couple like feet behind us, and I look at her and make eye contact, I'm holding a door open for her, but then I realized like, hey, wait a minute, if I were to hold the door open and she were to walk in and she walked in line, it would just become awkward. So when she was like 3 feet away from me, I remember I just walked in, and the door just like I just did not hold the door open for her. I was just like, fuck it. It was pretty awkward from then on.
See, this is when electronics saves us. You know how they say electronic is disconnecting us from society? But this situation would be perfect. It's like you just pull out your phone and you start looking at it and then you just walk in. Nobody would judge you.
I made a critical decision.
Yeah.
And I still to this day think I made the right decision.
Because like every time I go to work in the morning, I have to take an elevator up, and we always have that point where it's like, well, I see a guy coming from over there, and he clearly wants to use the elevator.
Close.
But but
Come on, I'm pressing the open button. Close.
But like, I don't want to keep holding it open where it's like the distance is just long enough where it's awkward. So I just pull out my phone and I just stand there. If it closes, it closes. I'm just like, oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at you, so I couldn't hold open. And I deliberately sometimes pretend just to look at my phone.
Give her like, hey, hurry the fuck up.
No.
For me, like that elevator situation, it's like if it's busy that day and like people like want to go in, I'll hold the door open. But if it's like just me and there's maybe someone trailing behind me, but I don't know, like I go in as fast as I can and like immediately hit close and be like, oh, I didn't see that you were coming into the elevator room. Sorry, it's already closed.
It's always the second situation for me. Because like when we walk in our building, we see everyone that's walking. So you could tell there's a couple people behind you. But at that point, it's like common courtesy, it just it's just out the window. Like I just try to go to work. I'm not here to like impress you, to be honest. But if I see my boss, I'll try extra hard to avoid them. Right? Like there was one time I was walking in and like all my bosses are all seniors, right? So they all know each other and they were just together talking and I straight up just like made a U-turn, went around the back and used emergency stairs to walk up to my floor. Because I didn't want to get it stuck in an elevator with them. Just was like, yeah? Hey? Like, what do you do at that point?
How do you avoid the whole like when you say goodbye but you're walking in the same direction?
Oh yeah, that's happened so many times.
See, for me, it doesn't happen to me enough. Or not enough.
No. If it happens once, it's too much
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
That happens to me too.
But like the thing is, like I do this thing that like kind of negates it, I guess.
Yeah, how do you avoid it? Tell me.
Because I don't say goodbye first. I say, which way are you headed?
Oh.
And then I do that first. And then if it's like near, then I'll go like, okay, I'll walk with you. And then at that point it's like, oh, we're walking together, you know.
You want to hear what's the like? I feel like I handle this the worst possible way, right? I always like conversation because we're engaged in a conversation and we're about to break off, right? And I always be just like, all right, bye, goodbye. All right, I'll see you next time. Cause like they keep trying to talk. It's like no, I just want to leave. I was like, all right, I'll see you guys next time. And then we walk, and I realize he's walking in the same direction. And then I just pull out my phone, and I try extra hard not to look up.
What the fuck? Are you an autistic? Are you autistic, dude?
No, it's just like, I'm done. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And I honestly think it's a pretty bad way to handle it. But, like, I just don't give a shit.
Usually when that happens, like, I'm walking, like, we're done with class, I'm talking with someone, like, alright, like, bye. I walk the same direction, I usually just point out, like, the situation, like, now this is fucking awkward.
yeah.
Like, I feel like that kind of diffuses it. It's not like, it's not on me, it's on us.
Yeah.
Does it diffuse it?
Kind of.
It does.
They agree with you.
Okay.
They're not gonna say, no, it's not. Like, they agree with you, like, yeah, like, it's pretty awkward, we sit by and we're walking, and that's just that.
You make it extra awkward. Like, you point out the awkwardness, and then it doesn't become an awkward situation. It becomes a joke at that point.
No, it's...
Because if you're just silent and you're just both walking in the same direction, that's fucking awkward. But if you say, like, well, hey, if you point out the obvious fact, like, we both agree. Because what is awkward really? Like, you both know it, but you're not saying it.
Yeah.
That's it, right? That's what being awkward is. But if you point it out, it's no longer awkward. We're social. I guess.
It's like, well, this is awkward. Yeah, haha, that's true. And then you just keep walking in the same direction.
And after that, you can, like, converse more.
No, I don't want to. See, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Like, any more conversations past the bye point is just... I'm done with.
Like, if I'm, like, actually don't want to talk to them anymore...
Yeah.
And I make it pretty clear. I'm like, okay, this conversation's over. And if they're walking in the same direction... Like, I still do the whole, like, which way are you headed?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, I'm headed this way. If I'm headed that way, also, I'm like, okay, I'm headed the opposite way. And I just start walking the opposite way, and then make the long way around.
Yeah, that's what... I mean, like, if I notice they're walking in the same direction, I'll deliberately do something. It's like, I'll walk, take out my phone, and I stop, and I pretend I'm texting somebody. Right? And, like, I'm focused on the text. They walk past me, I see where they go, and I just don't go there. Right? I have this... so, like, this weekend, I went on... went out with a group of friends to San Diego, and it's in an even worse situation where we went to a meeting, like a hangout, right? And then we met, and then we said, like, all right, bye, I'll see you next time. It's like, oh, you're going back? It's like, yeah, we're just gonna grab some food. It's like, all right, cool, we'll see you.
Same
And
place
then
to
we left,
eat.
and we went to the same place to eat.
If you guys went to the same place and eat, and you guys decide to avoid each other, that would be awkward. But if you guys, like, hey,
Like,
let me pull
hey,
up a table
what-
or something, like, sit with us, or just acknowledge each other, like,
What a
adults here,
coincidence.
like, It wouldn't be that awkward.
But I just thought that was kind of weird. Because I said the whole goodbye thing.
You're just strange.
And then I just see it's like, oh, they're here. Well. God. I live for these moments.
Do you really? I do my best to avoid them. I already have enough social problems.
It makes me feel alive.
It makes you feel.
I feel like if you're aware of these social problems, you can do your best to avoid them, right? You become less autistic by being autistic.
Like, I don't try to avoid it. I find some ways to just make it work, but at certain times, I guess, like, I'm not invested in whatever relationship me and that other person have, where I just, like, stop caring. And I that's kind of a bad quality, I know, but, like, it saves me a lot of time.
Yeah. You know what saves a lot of time? Okay, I don't know if this is rude, but, like, you know, like, people are always like, oh, how are you, or whatever, right? They ask these, like, polite, like, I guess rhetorical questions.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, whenever someone asks for, like, an opinion or something, but they actually don't want an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I give it to them or something. Or they give me an opinion. I, like, straight up, when I stop listening, I tell them, like, okay, I've stopped listening. You can stop.
Okay. I should probably do that. Just be more blunt.
Yeah, no, like, I'm super, like, blunt about it. Like, it's like, and I would initiate the questions, too. I'd be like, oh, what's this about? And something else, can you explain this to me? And then they start explaining, and then I realize I don't care, and I'm like, hold up. I stopped caring. You can stop now. I mean, for me, like, I don't know, that sounds pretty rude, but, like...
No, that works. That sounds
my time, saves his time,
right?
Everyone's time.
That is pretty fucking rude. I'm not gonna
Is it?
Like, if you initiate the question, like, hey, what is blank? Like, they're a... Like,
yeah, no, like...
They're fulfilling your request.
Exactly.
And halfway through, like, I'm done. Like...
It's like, you've satisfied my answer, and you've given me the realization that I actually don't care. Thank you. You can stop now.
I just cut them
This
off.
basically is...
More polite thing is, like, change the
divert
the
use some, like,
conversation.
word judo and, like...
Or just, like, change the subject. Like,
yeah.
Surprise.
Surprise. I just start interrupting them super hard. They'll be talking, I was like, oh yeah, that's a good point, but what about this? And then I just say, like, a total different thing. Like, I'll be asking what you have for lunch, and it's like, oh yeah, and I had, like, the sandwich, it was great. It's like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. So, do you know when we have a meeting today? Just, like, completely 90-degree turn.
I had a friend who did that, where it was just like, I was, like, talking with them, and then, I forgot what we were talking about. Like, oh yeah, we were talking about, like, our, like, family tree and stuff like that. Like, I have, like, a really big extended family, and then, I was just like, oh yeah, like, I have this many, like, siblings and stuff like that, and they're like, I watched this anime that, like, and then I'm like, oh, how is this gonna connect? And it's like, we're like, it was, like, really sad, like, these people, like, died or something. I don't know, I forgot what they said, but it's like, I just, like, sat there for a moment, like, I don't see how it connected. And so I straight up was like, how did this connect to anything we said? It's like, oh, sorry. That was just completely off topic. It was fun. It was pretty funny.
I catch myself, and I just apologize beforehand.
Sometimes topics just move on. You gotta keep
Yeah,
up.
I know, exactly.
That's true. Well, this one has died. So, have you guys seen the new Star Wars movie?
We saw it together. Why are you asking me?
Yes, I saw it.
I'm asking... Well, then I'm only asking the only person who I didn't go see it with, right?
I said you guys, so that implies us.
Well, did you happen to watch it twice?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I had a friend who watched it twice.
Why?
Because he's, like, a Star Wars fanatic.
Did he like torturing himself? Because that was a bad movie.
It wasn't that bad.
It was pretty bad.
I feel like what I've heard so far is like this movie had like really polar like
Mixed reviews.
yeah.
I mean, I like what they did with Kylo Ren, and
Oh, by the way, from here to the end is gonna be all
Spoilers.
Star Wars, potentially Star Wars spoilers for the Last Jedi.
It is spoilers.
It's okay, spoilers. So, anyways, if you don't want to like hear Star Wars stuff, this is coming out like a week after it's aired. You know, if you want to see it,
well, this one's
probably
coming out 2 weeks, because podcast number 7, and then podcast
came out
8.
not too long ago, but whatever. Anyways,
Yeah. Okay.
if you wanted to see it, you should have already seen it. But just fair warning, from here to the end of the podcast is going to be all Star Wars. So you can end here if you don't want to hear any spoilers. But moving on, yeah.
So back to what I was saying. I like what they did with Kylo Ren, where I feel like he actually has some weight behind his actions.
He had character development as opposed to everyone else in the movie. I did enjoy the part where his whole thing is like, let the past die. He destroyed his helmet and all that. He killed like...
Yeah, he like grew a pair.
Yeah.
Right? But he still kind of... I feel like he still has some of that teenager angst.
I don't mind the fact that he's very inexperienced because he's very young, but that's just part of a character. Like, he has to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's the only one that I grew to like in the whole movie. Maybe Luke a little.
Yeah, Luke.
I thought it was kind of funny, his training. The old man grumpy.
He had weird facial expressions. Like, I feel like they did his character right, but the actor didn't portray it. Like, he kept making that face. He's like confused and a little bit angry when looking at Ren. I just thought that was really weird, and that didn't fit the situation. And a lot of times, he was like, "What are you doing? What do you mean? What? Like it's just like, dude, come on, you're a Jedi master."
Is it just me, or do you guys have feeling? Rey's character Rey as a like actress, she doesn't like portray emotion very well. I feel like she only has one mode throughout the whole movie. What do you think?
I get where you're coming from.
Like, she only has like one face.
Yeah, it's like
just kind of there.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
It's almost like that resting bitch face, where it's like she's not like, it doesn't seem like she's angry, but she's not like pleased.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't look like she's pleased ever.
Yeah.
But you don't get the impression that she's angry, so it's not an angry face. It's just a resting bitch face.
She also lacks like when she's sorrowful, like when they had that forced connection. Right?
Yeah,
and then she's like, "Why did you do that?" Like, she didn't look sad.
She's pretty bad at portraying emotion. That's just flat out like...
Yeah, sorry, you're a bad actor. That's just it. Oh, and when when she was practicing on the cliff with, like, her stick, it wasn't impressive. She was just, like, swinging it and, like, stopping right before hitting a rock. I'm like...
I think the whole point
What is that?
It was not supposed to be impressive because she was untrained.
She defeated Kylo Ren, which is trained.
But
he
called...
You better have something.
Snoke called him out on it. He was like, "You got beat by a girl who..." Like...
Yeah.
What?
Also, when they were fighting the Red Guards, it was just like weird fighting. A lot of it was just like pushing and shoving, right? A lot of it was like close physical contact, and they was just pushing and shoving. I'm like, dude, you guys have lightsaber, you guys have the Force, like do some like jumping shit, like.
Yeah, so like that was like not a Jedi battle.
Yeah.
Like a lightsaber Jedi Sith battle. It was more of a people fighting each other. Like
yeah,
normal
it was just
people.
like a roughhouse.
Yeah.
And they had these weird ass weapons, which I feel like aren't even effective. Like if I got hit by one, I probably wouldn't even die.
The one thing that I'm just disappointed. It's like most Star Wars have a finale, like a finale fight, a finale anything. Like
Yeah.
this one just didn't have any of that. It just kind of ended, like trailed off to an end.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of, the action wasn't that great. The plot wasn't that great either.
Yeah, I feel like the last part in the bunker was just like completely rushed, and it was just taped on there.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, I legit thought like landing on the planet would have been the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And it was like there's still more. Like what else are they gonna do? And it's like, oh, we finally reached this bunker that we were trying to reach, but they're here already.
Yeah.
And they have a means to get into here.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what? Like, how is this still? Oh, what?
How did the Millennium Falcon even get into the planet? Like 20 First Order ships were pursuing the.
That's true. I didn't even think of that.
They didn't park around the planet or anything. Like what? How did you fly in?
Like a couple of them just like, hey, we need to infiltrate that giant ship. We're just gonna do it, and they just do it. Like
That was pretty weird. The like Rose and Finn.
Oh,
yeah.
I fucking hate Rose. I fucking hate Rose. She's such a bad character. There's too much Hope monologue. I get you're trying to push Hope, but how about you just save like one epic Hope speech that defines like the movie, not like 3 or 4 Hope monologues throughout the whole movie where it just waters it down.
Yeah, and wasn't like the First Order, no, the Rebellion.
The Resistance.
Yeah, the Resistance. Like before they were the Resistance, they were the main thing.
Yeah, the New Republic.
Yeah, they were the New Republic, and then suddenly it's like, oh, it's immediate scarcity. Like nobody knows about them. It's like, don't worry, we'll have this Hope thing.
Well, I mean, I think that was like between
Last Jedi. I mean,
6 and 7. You know,
Force
like
Awakens.
like 6 ended, and then 7 picked up on like completely new characters way later.
Yeah, they
Where
just
everything
completely
changed.
fucked up.
So it's like, so honestly, like when it's like, oh, New Order? What the heck's the New Order? I know the, like, wasn't the bad people like the Republic or something?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, New Order. No, President Snoke. It's like, oh, who's Snoke? Yeah, stuff
Oh
like that.
yeah,
So
you
it's
want
like,
to talk about how Snoke just died?
Yeah.
Like we still don't know who he is. He's just dead.
but that's the answer.
He's dead?
Yeah, it's like, you know, people were like, who's Snoke? Oh my god, who's Snoke? He's like this main character. And it's like,
Mysterious
no,
figure.
he's actually not a main character. We'll prove it by just killing him. And so that's that's
He raised up a whole fucking empire. Like I want to see that movie between like the New Republic.
I don't know. It's Snoke didn't create it. I saw like Battlefront 2 gameplay. Like, first of all, Battlefront 2, like it's a shit game, but like the story and the story's pretty fucking shallow too. But like, basically after the war, like all the like a bunch of Imperials, they like flee from the system because they don't want to like live under the Republic. So basically, just go off in like some like the deep corners of space, and they start rebuilding. And apparently, like they start making deals with like former Imperial like military contractors. Like they make them build ships, and a lot of like the Imperials that ran away, they had a lot of weapons too. Like, you know.
See, they're the real driving force. I mean, like building economy, pushing forward technology.
Also, like another thing is like
I'm all for
they have a lot
Imperials.
of money at that point because they sell a bunch of weapons, they buy a bunch of weapons, like black market shit, and eventually, from what what you read, is like they can buy off senators to like say like, oh yeah, the First Order isn't a threat, like don't pursue it, you know. So like basically, they can cover their tracks and they can print money.
Yeah, until they had a planet that blew up other planets.
Yeah, which was pretty weird.
Yeah, but I would still like to know who Snoke was.
not important.
Really?
You know.
You're just fine with it?
Yeah, no, I'm like totally fine with him not being important. Just same as Rey's parents not being important.
Can we just talk about how much I fucking hate Rose? She's such a useless character.
You mean the pipe engineer that became a pilot?
Like her whole existence was just to bitch. Like, oh, I'm sad my sister died. Oh, I'm sad you're trying to leave. oh, I'm sad. Like, all these people on the planet, they're rich and I was poor. I'm angry at them. Like, they only make their money off selling weapons. Like, that's the only way to get rich in this galaxy. It's the fucking galaxy. There's more ways to get rich than selling weapons, but sure, okay. We'll just paint everything with a broad stroke. Like, I'm gonna stop this guy from saving the rebellion. And just knock him out and say the most fucking idiotic line in the movie.
Oh wait, you're talking about the part where Finn tries to drive into like the cannon?
Yeah, and it's like
I was 100% fine with him just dying there. Like his character served its purpose. I honestly wanted him gone.
honestly, I'd rather Rose knock him out and she went in, like just so she would die. Her character's such a like whoever. I feel like people wrote in the First Order script and like, let's just add another character in and just like just shoved her in there.
Like really fucking hard.
She serves no purpose. Like we don't win this war by killing our enemies. We save the ones we love. Like clearly you've never been in a fucking war.
Yeah.
Like as the background is like the cannon's punching a hole in the door. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's a good way for Finn to like serve his purpose. He's like saving the last.
I actually thought he was gonna die too. I was like, I didn't realize they would kill him off.
You know who I thought would die? Freaking Leia.
Oh my god.
Oh, you mean Jesus Leia?
Superman?
Dude, Disney itself has bonded the soul of Leia into the movie.
Oh my goodness.
That was
like,
just so like that. I was offended.
That was okay.
That was
Honestly,
highly offensive to me.
The entire movie, that was definitely the most offensive thing.
It wasn't even like, what happened? It was like, I can't believe you think this would just fly. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Not okay.
Ooh. Oh, so, by the way, if you guys somehow didn't figure out what scene we're talking about, we're talking about the one where...
Don't describe it. You know what? Forget. Just leave that. Stop. Just stop right there.
Space doesn't just freeze you. It like implodes your organs, right?
Yeah.
Like, the Force doesn't do this.
So, you know what? But, okay. You know what other, like, show or movie did that whole freezing thing for space? Which one? That's an actually good movie.
Interstellar?
No, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mary Poppins.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Anyways, they all freeze. But besides that, it's like everything about that was like awful. Like they killed Akbar, who didn't have who wasn't even like played by a character. He's like a practical doll, you know.
I didn't even care about Akbar, but like, was there any reason? Oh, come on.
No, it's just like it's like, oh yeah, they'll kill him off, no problem. He didn't even have a cool death. And it's like, oh no, we gotta save Leia, even though Carrie Fisher, rest in peace, you know.
I thought she would die.
That's the logical thing. Like
that was such a good place for her to die too, where it's like you see the connection with Kylo and Leia, and it's like he couldn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
But she still died.
And it would make sense for her to die for Kylo because once she's dead, Kylo truly has no more connections. Like the past has died. But with her alive, I mean, unless I guess he doesn't know that she's dead.
I kind of feel like he doesn't know.
But how is that possible? You could feel like the Force, like
Han
Han Solo died,
true.
Leia felt it, like, and with Kylo so strong in the Force, he should know.
That's true.
Like, it's just.
You think he felt it when his mom just became Superman? I was like, I'm about to die. Wait, I'm not.
She's doing that thing again. No, so you know that friend that I had who watched it twice?
Yeah.
Like, he likes the movie. He really likes the movie. But he's like, watching it a second time, you notice more things. He was like asking my opinion because I always hate movies and stuff like that. I always say all movies are bad or okay or whatever. And he's like, oh, what did you think of that? I thought it was okay. And it's like I was explaining that there's the idea, a lot of the overall ideas of the movie I thought were pretty interesting and good.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of bullshit in the movie. And he's like, yeah, I really didn't need to watch Leia Superman through space a second time. I I really wish I had it. So yeah, even he was like, no, that was not okay.
So
not
many
acceptable.
people said they fucking loved the movie, and you know how like there's like debates online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People say like, oh, like it's the best Star Wars movie. Like,
What?
what? How? Like, I feel like most people are just looking at it through like goggles. Like,
Rose cheek goggles?
basically, like it's Star Wars. It just came out, and they already went in with like it can't be bad in their mind.
Mhm.
So they kind of rationalize it. I read people say like when Phantom Menace came out, which is the worst Star Wars movie, like by far. When they came out, everyone thought it was okay. But like as time went on, it was
What's
like
the worst one?
I mean, I think it's the worst one.
Which
What?
one's Phantom Menace?
The number 1.
Phantom Menace.
So not 4, like 1
Phantom
of the
Menace.
prequel.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's with Darth Maul
Oh.
Yeah. They
at the
said
end.
like now it's like the worst.
Is it?
Just- It doesn't have that much meme value. Like 2 and 3 at least have a lot of meme value. And
I don't know anything about 2. That's why I'm
the Clone Wars.
saying that for me that was the worst because I have
coarse and
no.
grainy. It gets everywhere. Like
Huh?
sand. I hate it. It's coarse and grainy. It gets everywhere. That's where 2 comes.
You know,
Oh, that's where 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
At least it has some meme value. But like,
we should do a binge.
No,
no, absolutely not.
What? Are you serious?
I'm not into Star Wars.
I
that
watched the
much,
Star Wars cartoon
so-
with you. Star Wars cartoon is so good.
Clone Wars.
Yeah, the Clone Wars cartoon.
Uh-huh.
It's so fucking good.
What about Rebels?
Oh, I saw
Rebels
that
so
one
fucking
scene where the stormtrooper, he just like goes absolute ape shit on all the droids. He's like, he takes up a minigun, shoots a bunch of it, throws it out, takes out a rifle, jumps, and like kills 3
The thing
more.
about that thing is people die a lot. It's not like fucking the Disney Rebels. Like no one dies. The stormtroopers don't even die. They only cut the guns and like kick them away. Like like
yeah, like it doesn't feel like a war video,
Like-
a war movie.
in the cartoon, like Jedi's die. It's like it's a fact of life. Like civilians die. Like so many people die.
They make it too family friendly. Like this is war, right? That's why I really wanted Rin. No.
Black guy.
Yeah,
Finn?
Finn. Yeah, I really wanted Finn to die because it would show the weight of their actions. Like, dude, people actually die here. If it's like, oh no.
A lot of people died in this movie.
Yeah, but just
Yeah, but it's like
faceless.
just like faceless people, and then plus that one purple haired chick.
Yeah, was there a reason she was just a colossal bitch the whole movie?
Yeah, was there a reason why she didn't tell people the plan? It's like, oh, by the way, we're just buying time to get to like another base instead of like festering.
Honestly,
We're trailing. We have like, people in this like we'll all be dead in 16 hours. I'm not telling you what we're like doing. Like, you don't think this just can cause a mutiny?
Yeah.
Oh wait.
It's like, why? Everyone's clearly like on edge.
I would have preferred that. Oh yeah. Besides the bullshit tracking through life system, I would have preferred there be a spy. That's why she didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, that would make
That
sense.
would've made
That would
sense.
have made so much more sense. And like maybe she would have been the spy, but who knows?
Yeah. I thought like it would have been very cliche and like obvious that she was a spy because like she was just a colossal bitch, right?
That's cliche and obvious. You know how many like writing tropes that they like
Yes, I've.
shoehorned in just
Maybe-
to like
Maybe
do
make like
it?
Finn like a sleeper agent. That would be like Disney doesn't have the balls.
Yeah, dude. At the end, it's just like Finn just executes Rey.
Finn pulls off his mask and he's Snoke.
That's just a joke. That's like the Leia flying part. It's like, what is even going on? Like, just fuck everything, right? Oh, I did like what they did with Luke in his final scene.
I would have preferred he just died in that scene. Like,
He did die.
I mean, if he got cut and he turned into cloth, it would have been a nice callback to.
Yeah, that would.
It would have been a nice callback to like the original, but also like making the Force Ghost do that is kind of like
Really hard.
really hard and really, in my taste, like bad.
Yeah, does it
Cause-
even do that?
Like it's kind of like it's never been done before, and it's kind of like kiddie, you know, like I'm just gonna trick everyone with my Force Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of it cheapens the whole Force thing.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was funny how they all just like fire everything.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes. Like one laser bolt and then everything else.
And then when he came out, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you know what? Did they just decide to throw all logic and reason just out the window?
They did, but moving on.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was like they hinted at him being a ghost, like really hard early on to anyone who was paying attention.
I was the lightsaber. My brain stopped functioning.
Yeah, at that point I was just like, what the fuck is even going on? Like this. Oh, by the way, you know when the escape pod was going, they were like, we're activating stealth. Okay, just blatantly leaves the one ship that everyone's looking. Like, if you just look at it, you can see a bunch of ships just leaving it. I was like, what the fuck kind of stealth are you talking about?
It's probably just like not being detected, but we're just assuming no one looking out the window.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we just didn't have eyes on it. The one ship we've been chasing for 12 hours. Right? And then every time, you know how they were shooting down the escape pod? Every time they panned back to it, there were just more escape pods to shoot down. It was like 10, they shoot it down to 7, pan back, there's 13, and they just like, boo, 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 just keep shooting them down.
I feel like the way Disney wrote it was a lot of things are just explained in one sentence, like how are we gonna get through without anyone noticing? Like, you know, the transport ships, like cloaking device activated, like what? Like it was just one sentence, and like that's supposed to answer your question. Like they can't planetary bombard us because our shield's up when they land on the mining planet, or the salt planet. It's like, what? Like, how was there a planetary shield there? Like, no explanation.
This is like, we're screwed. Why? Because they have a gun that can punch through this door. That's specifically made to punch through this door.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also,
Okay.
like when like the footprints on like when they say it's salt, I feel like the only reason they said it was salt was to differentiate it from Hoth. That was it.
Oh.
Like salt. Like, oh, it's not snow, so it's not exactly like Hoth. I get it. Like, fuck. Like, why else would they say it was salt? It didn't serve a purpose.
You know, if you didn't say that, I wouldn't have made the connection. But I did say, I was like, oh yeah, back to trench warfare. Like,
They had the whole like AT line too. And
yeah, I
everything.
was like, what is the point of this?
It wasn't even that good of a scene. Like,
Yeah,
they didn't get overrun. Did anyone even die in the trenches? Like, no one got shot.
Yeah, no one got shot
And
except
then-
for Ghost Luke.
It was like, what? They took out... What was even the point of those ships flying out? They just, like, went out, and then they were about to reach it. It's like, it's too dangerous, pull back. And suddenly, now he's a safe guy, by the way. And then everyone just, like, starts going back. I was like, okay, so you guys took a bunch of good pilots, went out in these shitty ships, lost a bunch of them, and then just went back.
Did
I
they
was
have
like,
weapons?
I don't even think it fired. All it did was, like, go through the salt thing and leave, like, a red trail. I'm like, what are they doing? Actually, what are they doing?
Whoever wrote this, like, I don't even know. Consider suicide or something.
Oh my gosh. I want to talk to the guy who thinks it's good. I'm like, what?
I'm just curious on how the Leia, Superman, back in the ship made it to the final script. No one just looked at it and said, hey, wait a minute. This is retarded.
No matter what you think of the movie, I think everyone can agree that was stupid as hell.
Yes. Yeah, that was really stupid. And Snook finally was like, I connected you guys. I know what's going on. You're all under my control. I was like, what the fuck?
I wouldn't mind that if, you know, he didn't die. Like, you explained a little more about him. Like,
he was so fucking powerful. He was like, oh yeah, you know that force you could barely use, like, fucking zap, fucking throw her around like a piñata? I'm like, dude, what the? He's so strong.
I've developed this, like, theory of, like, character creation, or, like, it's like a writing thing, where, you always kill the OP person first.
Uh-huh.
Because they cause too many problems for the actual story.
Because they're too powerful.
Yeah. Like, what made me, like, create this, like, thought was, Gurren Lagann spoilers. Did you watch Gurren Lagann?
No. Go ahead.
Kamina was, like, the greatest character of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, they couldn't lose. because his like spirit or whatever
So strong.
was like, we will fight till we win, right? And so it was like really hard to write any like thing where he would just like go against that.
Mm-hmm.
So like basically, if he was in the fight, you knew they were gonna win.
Yeah, like the main character.
Yeah, so they killed him.
That meant something though.
Yeah,
Like,
it did.
It had crushed. It crushed a lot of spirits, and it really like it made openings for character development.
Exactly. No, I that was like a great scene overall. But like I'm saying, like I feel like in a lot of like writing, they always kill the OP character because they just do problems.
Mm-hmm.
They just cause problems.
I also okay. Then they should kill Rey. Like she. What is her development in this movie?
They're building her up to be Jesus, basically. She can't do anything wrong.
Yeah, it's like everything she did was just all right. You know, here's these guys with like years of experience and training, and you did it.
That's the whole thing about this movie. Like, the main plot point was the ship running away and it was getting bombed, right? Like, every other branching off, like, subplots meant nothing. Like, Finn and Rose, that didn't even amount to anything. Like, what else was there? Rey, like, it didn't what did she gain? What
did she gain?
What tangible thing did she gain by coming back? Like, they got some, like, animals on their ship now, that's about it. I guess Luke helped out a little, but
Those animals were annoying as hell, though.
nothing tangible was gained.
The little penguin
Yeah.
fluff ball things.
They were trying to be cute when they were going into, like, when Wookiee...
Chewbacca.
He was going through, like, you know, the cliche canyon with lots of beams to kill off your...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, as cliche as possible. Like, and then it just shows, like, whoa! It's like, whoa, how wacky! I'm like, what the... You're just shoving this down my throat? Like...
I don't know, I liked them.
Dude.
I thought they were cute. They're way better than Minions.
Like, from Despicable Me.
Yes. Fuck Minions.
One thing I don't like about the film is, like, you're trying to make us fear, like, some form of threat. But when you make the threat just so incompetent, like,
Yeah.
why am I afraid?
Yeah, they...
Like, especially, like, the space, like, especially in space, like, you've taken these, like, they say, like, we take these people from birth and train them. Like, you would think that these people from birth and trained for, like, how many years would be slightly better at their jobs. But everyone's just garbage at what they do.
They're so bad. Oh, God. I like the hacker guy.
Oh, yeah. He was pretty good.
He's cool.
He's the only smart one in the film.
Yeah, he's the real winner here.
He was.
Yeah.
He made bank.
He made bank and he didn't join a side.
Yeah.
I feel like that was even more important than making bank.
I
Like,
think
not
they're
joining a
trying to
side.
show, because that was kind of I guess America's role in World War II before we actually joined the side. So we just sold weapons.
That's the whole thing. I get they're trying to paint like, oh, both sides are almost the same, but they could have gone a lot better ways to show that.
Yeah, now I just want to be an arms dealer. It's like, you know, dude, he had all the credibility. He was smart. He knows, like, he could hack into anything. He made a bunch of money. He didn't join a side, so he's still free. He's the freest one there. Like, oh, what, the rebels, they're fighting for freedom? I was like, oh yeah, go ahead. Let me just take my 4 carts of gold. Bye.
I do get what they're going, because if you think where they're going with this, if you think about it, like, the Jedi and the Sith, like, it's basically just a religious war. Like, what about people who don't have the Force? Like, no one else gives a fuck besides them.
Yeah.
Like, when, in episode 3, like, Palpatine, he was, like, elected Chancellor. It's like, oh, he doesn't have a religion. Alright, 4 of our senior members of Jedi, let's go execute him. Like, in office. Like, what? Like, that's not how this works. They tried to assassinate him.
So, like, honestly, like, all the problems of The Last Jedi or not all of them, but most of the problems of The Last Jedi are just Star Wars problems.
They have a cool universe, right? They have like cool stuff they could work with. They just choose mediocrity over greatness.
No, I don't agree with that at all. I feel like people actually just think too highly of Star Wars. There's if you actually go back and look at the writing for all the other Star Wars films, you know, they do very similar things of just like random bullshit that doesn't make sense. And it's like, why didn't you do this? Why did this have to happen? Like, who the hell are you? Type of stuff. You know, I honestly feel that a lot of the problems of any Star Wars films are like Star Wars problems. And if you can get past that because you like Star Wars, they're not problems at that point.
Star Wars is such a fucking cult at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know why I didn't like this movie. It's because I didn't relate to anybody. Like, any of their actions...
That's the only reason you didn't like
I
it.
wouldn't...
I can tell you why I did.
Yeah, like, mainly. Like, besides all the clear bullshit part, right? It's because any of their actions, just like, I would never do that. Right? And then... Because, let's say when they first discover Darth Vader.
Darth Vader?
Right, Skywalker.
Oh my goodness.
No.
How did you mess that up?
No.
What are you talking about?
Who became Darth Vader?
Anakin.
Yeah, when they first found Anakin, right? When they were in like that racing town, there were just a bunch of people just trying to live their lives, right? And I really liked that. I was like, yeah, you're on another planet. And you're like, this is a shitty sand dune. Like, there's nothing happening here, and you're just trying to make a living. And then there's a space racing thing, and that was really exciting to me. I was like, yeah, this is kick ass. And then suddenly it's like, oh, here comes the Jedi, so now you have to pick a force. I'm like, fuck. I guess I'm more interested in...
Like the lives in this universe, like this fantasy.
Yeah, like the lives...
I get it. But Phantom Menace looks dick. I'm not gonna lie.
See, like...
Was that from Phantom Menace?
It was.
Oh,
yeah,
actually.
that was Phantom Menace. Look, you were saying how, like... Oh, they did that whole, like, driving through the freaking crystal field to, like, crash ships. That's a Star Wars trope, you know? They do that all the time. They just carried it over. You know,
Yeah, they need to stop doing that and come up with something else.
Every ship has a weak point to just blow up, to destroy the whole thing. That's every Star Wars ship, okay?
See, why do they have to be so, like... Alright,
Stormtroopers!
This, like, 10 times.
Why do they suck at shooting? They were trained their whole lives. Well, that's because they always sucked at shooting.
I heard the whole theory about stormtroopers was because the Empire was expanding so rapidly, like the training was accelerated. Like they were just literally pushing people through the training, so like the training was going down.
Anyway,
that's why it was bad. But then again, it was just in the movie it's for the plot.
Yeah.
It's like what, the heroes just gonna get shot?
So
that would make too much sense.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
But that's also my complaint. Like, that's a Star Wars thing, but it's like not like don't come up with something else.
Yeah.
You know what I hate about one Star Wars thing is like the scrolling text in the beginning. The info dump is such a cheap way. Like no other movie could get away with it.
Exactly. Absolutely correct.
You're was there an info dump?
It was. You went to the restroom.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
The info dump, it's just such a bad way. Like most movies would get shit on if there was info dump. You're supposed to show us this stuff, not just paragraphs.
Yeah. Anyways, that was bad.
Rate the movie out of 10. 5 is like average.
Give it a 4.
But you
6.
5.
See,
for me, as a sci-fi movie, alright, it's okay. Most sci-fi movies have no plot, cool visuals, like it's average.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get bonus because it's Star Wars.
Yeah. See,
I actually liked it but I still gave it a 6 because I usually use harsher ratings than normal people.
All right, what's something that's like better and worse than a 6? So we know like the scale.
It's a good question. Maybe I would probably even that is. I would personally put Civil War higher than a 6.
Okay.
Even though Daniel hates that movie.
Wait, Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah.
God, Civil War's so bad.
I liked it. It was
Why not
funny.
call it Civil War?
I would.
And what would I put under that?
Let's just use Star Wars movies.
I don't remember much though. Like just any movie.
What's your highest rated Star Wars film? And what would you put it?
Rogue One.
Yeah, I like Rogue One. I put Rogue One like.
That was hard to watch. Like it was so sad.
I would probably put it at a 7 also.
I think I would agree with you, but personally I would put it at 8. But if taking my bias out, it would be 7. I don't know. Rogue One just felt like what Star Wars should be, like a war film.
If they trimmed the fat from the beginning a little more, it would be higher for me. Like the second half of it, when the shit starts happening, that was so good. I was so like happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Toward the end.
I agree. Like the rebellion felt like it was barely alive. It was like it was almost dying, and the Empire felt like it was an imposing thing that could not be stopped.
Yeah, they did Rogue
God
One
forbid.
really well. You
God
know
forbid
why?
Empire felt
Because
threatening.
people died.
But I guess they want Star Wars to be reduced to like tropes and shit. Like everyone has to feel a stereotype. Like ships explode if you touch them at a certain point. Like
Well, we should really wrap this up.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. It's been another Inpending podcast. See you in the next one.
Yeah, thank you. That was us shitting on Alright, bye guys.